and then we'll get underway. Gracious God, we thank you for this day, for this bright summer day. We thank you for the rain, now for the sun. We thank you for all the things that are growing, for the life that we see all around us. Lord, we pray that you bless us as we move forward. Confirmation, bless the plans we're making in this strange and unusual time. Lord, we ask that you continue to work in the minds and hearts of our confirmands and draw them ever closer to you and fashion them in your image. All this we ask out of your great love, in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Can everybody hear us okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm not sure when the video isn't there. It's hard to know.
Right.
Nicole says, yep, there's a yes.
Okay.
Stacy, Wendy, Carmen.
Yes.
Great.
Thanks, Stacy.
Okay.
Okay.
What I'd like to do is just I put together a little PowerPoint. So I'd like to just share my screen with you, and then we will go ahead and let's see. Let me slide to the phone. Okay. Can everybody see that okay?
It looks good here, Bruce.
Okay, thanks. So,
yep, looks good.
Thank you. Here are the plans. After a lot of thought, a lot of conversation, thinking about 5 different ways that we could do this, I think that we decided that maybe the best path forward is to do something like this. So we have planned to do one confirmation service that we will pre-record and post it on YouTube on Friday, August 21st. So much like we do with Sunday morning services, we'll do a special confirmation service that you can access beginning on the 21st of August. Then we have chosen 2 times for the confirmation promises and blessing. Sunday, August 23rd from 12 to 3, and the 26th from 5 to 8. And what we will plan to do is to have you sign up for a 15-minute time slot, either on the 23rd or the 26th on Sign Up Genius. Originally, we had thought about 10 minutes, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought that's maybe rushing it a little bit. So we're going to give each family a 15-minute time slot on either of those 2 dates, and we'll have the time slots laid out on Sign Up Genius for you to sign up for. I would like us to be able to wear robes. I do want to check with the robe company and just make sure that the robes are thoroughly cleaned before we order them, because they are something that gets used again and again. It's a rental thing. So assuming that that is satisfactory, that their cleaning standards are good, we'll have you pick up robe at the church August 17th to 21st that week, and we will just make different times available for you to do that. And then I'd certainly like to have each of the confirmands wear that for the promises and blessing that we do in the sanctuary. Also like to take a picture of each confirmand in the sanctuary right after we do promises and blessing. Unfortunately, we can't do a group picture like we normally would because of physical distancing. But I think we can take one of each student, and we'll find a way to make a nice group photo from all the individual photos. And so what I imagine happening is on one of those 2 days when your son or daughter will be coming to the sanctuary. Invite family and friends to watch that service. And it will be a communion service, and so the communion will be embedded as part of the service. So you can celebrate communion at home with family and friends. So you'll watch that, play that service at home, and then when your time is scheduled for, like 2 o'clock or whatever, come to the sanctuary for promises and blessing. And so what I imagine is having you come into the sanctuary, into the narthex, and we'll alternate sides. We'll have a family do one side and then the next family do the other side, because we'll have the sanctuary, the doors open, the windows open, the fans on. Because one of the things that we want to be able to do is get as much air movement as possible. Have your contraman come to the altar rail and have you gather around in households 6 feet apart. They're in the front by the altar rail. And then the confirmands are each asked if they believe they're a child of God and intend to live as a child of God. And then we'll have them kneel at the altar rail. Kirsten and I will stand back at 6 feet. And so we won't be putting hands on each of the confirmands, but you are certainly welcome to do that, and anybody else in your family that you're comfortable with as well. And so we'll do the promises and the blessing, and then we'll take a few moments to take some pictures, and then have you exit out of the sanctuary. One of the other things that we should be able to do is those in your family or circle of friends, whomever, who can't make it in person or probably shouldn't come, I'm just thinking of great grandma or somebody like that, we'll plan to have a Zoom call, and so that you can invite those folks to watch. We'll have a phone on a stand facing up by the altar, facing where the each of the confirmands will be confirmed, and so they can participate that way, even if they can't be there in person. Then the one other thing that we really weren't able to finish, we were about, I suppose, maybe a third or halfway through having confirmand share their confessions of faith. So if you haven't done it in worship, please record yourself, and you can use an iPhone, that's or some sort, your smartphone. That's what we do for Sundays, and it works fine. And send it to me at my email address by July 15th, and then we'll include those in the worship service over December. So I think you should know whether you've done it or not, but if you wonder, we certainly have a record of that and can tell you that. Kirsten, anything else you want to add before we open it up for?
I don't think so. The only thing I would say is I know that when you do the recording, Katie, for it to fit best in the service, it needs to be horizontal, but we'll make sure to include that, probably follow up with an email or whatever, but taking the video horizontally is the best way that she can, that's how all the videos, to fit in the screen versus vertically. So I think that would be it.
Okay. So any comments, questions, concerns anybody has? No? Okay. All right.
Any feedback or thoughts that you
yeah,
have
any thoughts
about?
or
I mean, are you feeling okay about this? Are you, I mean, I know there's of course some disappointment and you know that it's not as we would have wanted, but we just decided that we didn't want to wait, make it go on and on and on. So,
Right. And I think the other thing is just trying to do it in as low risk a way as possible. I mean, we had thought about having, we'd probably need 3 or 4 separate services to do it in the sanctuary if we were to do a whole thing in the sanctuary, um, because we have a maximum of about 75 people. And so we'd have to have at least 3, maybe 4 different services. And the other limitations that we have are there's no singing, there's no speaking together in unison. Um, we will need, I didn't mention that, we will need everyone to wear masks when we come for the blessing and so forth, but we would have to do that for the service as well. And that just didn't seem real satisfying. I think the worship service will probably be more satisfying at home with family and friends, and however you decide to do that as a family. And so hopefully this kind of combination of online service and then in-person blessing will hopefully be the most meaningful for our company. So yeah, like I say, we went around and looked at a lot of different options, but thought this was probably the best option. The other thing, just as a caveat, and I kind of hate to say this, but if we should get a big surge in cases at the end of August and things get shut down again, I think the alternative would be to do the online service like we have, but then we would do the blessing virtually while you're all in your homes. If it's, if we're not allowed to let people come to the church. So so that's the only thing I can imagine that might change the plan that we've got set up here. So, okay. Anything else? Anybody, Scott? Okay. All right. Very good. Well, we'll be in touch with the robes. And just going to refresh my memory. Did we get measurements for robes? I
no,
can't
not that I'm
remember.
aware of.
Okay. All right. So we'll need to do that
Yeah.
once we make sure that they're well laundered, well cleaned, and so forth. We get the right sizes and everything. So, but we've got 6 weeks to do that, so we should be good.
Well, thank you for joining us, and please let us know if you have any questions.